Okay, so everybody, I'd like to welcome everybody to another installment of Biz West Michigan. And today I'm really excited. We've got Loy Cantu, who's the president of Skyline Exhibits West Michigan. Skyline, he started the business in 2004 for this dealership, and he's really grown it to one of the leading dealerships in the country. So I don't know how much everybody is aware of Skyline West Michigan or Skyline in general, but they are really the world leader in modular displays for trade shows and exhibits. And Loy, they offer a full array of exhibit services, including exhibit and graphic design. They help you book your shows and your logistics management. They can actually do exhibit storage. They can also do exhibit restoration and repair of existing exhibits and displays. He is also a member of the Michigan Minority Business Development Association. He's a certified MBE. He's a member of the American Marketing Association in West Michigan, and as well as everybody's favorite, the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in, and we are going to introduce you to Loy Cantu. Say hi, Loy.
Hi, Rob. Thanks.
You're welcome. So Loy and I have a mutual friend and a business that we kind of help out, and that's how Loy and I met. And when we were starting the Biz West Michigan, I thought that, especially with what he does, because with Skyline West Michigan, he really helps businesses market themselves. I thought he was a perfect fit. So, Loy, what I'd like you to do is just give us a real quick kind of an overview on, kind of a high-level view of your business and what you guys do and how you like to do it.
Well, as you mentioned, we own Skyline West Michigan in Grand Rapids, and we offer unique exhibit environments that enhance our clients' presence at trade shows and optimize their face-to-face customer meetings at trade shows. Trade shows for many clients, just the words themselves elicits fear and trepidation, and for those especially that have suffered through the many pitfalls that can occur at a trade show. So it's our mission to really try to bring a little sanity and order to the exhibiting process, and to try to do it with great style and within budget. We differ from many of our competitors in our ability to develop new products at an alarming rate. We just celebrated our 100th product patent registration, which was awesome.
Wow!
And it's Skyline has just got such a passion for great exhibit design and product innovation, and it's allowed us to become leaders in this industry. And in addition to that, we care deeply about education. We lead the industry in terms of providing trade show seminars, webinars, white papers, blog sites, you name it. We've got a means out there to try to help improve the quality of your trade show experience as a client. So I guess why people should care about us is that we are leaders in education, we are leaders in product design and innovation, and service and support that really sets us apart. But in the end, it's really, we're all about trying to make the exhibiting experience the best experience and provide the clients with better trade show results. So that's kind of what our aim is in a nutshell.
Perfect. You brought up the fear and trepidation that people always have when they think of a trade show. I know that when I walked your display floor there, you guys have some really cool looking displays that that they are modular, and that they can do different things with different pieces. It doesn't have to be this big large display, but they can still be very stylish, and they've certainly come down in price too. I mean, a lot of what you guys have is very attractive, and people always get really scared when you say that you're going to do a custom exhibit. But really, the whole premise behind Skyline is to be able to have really cool designs that are attractive and inviting, and make it so that they're attainable for businesses. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We kind of launched this business 30 years ago. Well, locally, only 7 years ago, but Skyline Corporate launched the business 30 years ago on the basis of trying to develop products that could go to trade shows that were lighter and save money in terms of freight and the crating costs, material handling costs, and just make the whole experience more focused on actually the client's engagement with customers rather than the whole process of setting up a display. So that's still kind of our goal. You know, the reduction of cost associated with weight, freight, and freight is
Right.
kind of our in our DNA, and that's still kind of what we're all about.
And I know too that, you know, just from my own trade show experiences and everything else, that, you know, anytime you get there and you have to deal with having people set it up, and I mean, I've had everything where we've done, you know, giant custom exhibits, and we've got, you know, 2 floors and all this crazy stuff, and people are there days before setting these things up. I've also been on the other side where, you know, especially with the stuff that you guys have, where you can literally put them together yourself very quickly. They almost kind of put themselves up. You take them out of the box or out of the tube, and, you know, you've got this really cool looking structure. And, you know, I know that from when I've used the stuff from, you know, from Skyline that we've used with other businesses, you know, you walk away from your booth, you know, you kind of puff up your chest a little bit and say, you know, wow, we look pretty good.
Well, that's always the goal. That's always the goal. You kind of hit on it with the pop-up business. That's really kind of where we started at Skyline. We really developed the first truly successful portable modular display, which was called the Mirage back in the day. And back then, it was just a huge accomplishment to be able to set up a display in 45 minutes, while many of your competitors were out there for days trying to stick build their display. So this kind of launched a whole business for us with Skyline, a whole market. And from there, we kind of springboarded into the custom modular business, which same basic concept, but a little different in that our aim was to compete against custom houses with modular systems that could create a custom look, but still have all the advantages of a portable, more modular type of display. So we're leaders in both of those markets.
One of the things too that I know that I've used personally is for recruiting purposes, or things that are kind of outside of the trade show. I mean, you may not be going to a big conference, but, you know, you can still have a very professional presence if you're going for college recruiting, or maybe you're setting up at a chamber event or something like that. You can still, you know, utilize these displays outside of just trade shows. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. For client meetings, events, and recruiting, all those are areas that are outside of trade shows, and recruiting is quite popular, especially because recruiting venues, typically you don't have a lot of time to set up, and a lot of the newer portable displays can set up in 5 minutes, literally. You can pull up 3 banner stands or set up a tabletop very quickly and be able to get your information, your message out there very effectively, and not waste a lot of time doing it.
Right. And you guys have done some permanent stuff too that are in lobbies for some of the larger organizations you guys work with. Some of the stuff you guys have doesn't ever get taken down. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's well suited for merchandising some of our products. They're ideal for that, especially for clients that want to have more flexible merchandising options. Often you'll see kiosks set up for schools, universities, and banks that are designed specifically to be permanent type of displays. So yeah, a lot of applications that are more permanent as well. Good.
All right. So one of the questions that I always like to ask. You know, you guys have really built this business. I think you started it in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were kind of on the good side of that, and then, you know, obviously 2008 happened and everybody stopped spending money.
Mm-hmm.
You've continued to grow your business. Tell me a little bit about how you think, you know, what did you do that allowed you to really be successful in the marketplace?
I've been in business for a long time. Prior to Skyline West Michigan, I worked for a medical company for 20 years, and we pretty much bootstrapped that business, and it became one of the leading medical device packaging companies in the market. It's a pretty niche business, but it was a global enterprise. So kind of learned early on the value of cash flow and managing to the sales volume that you have. and also being able to try to create an organization that's able to upsize and downsize quickly in response to the market conditions and climate. So those were valuable lessons I had early on in life. But the good news was that for this business, even though it was a downturn in the economy, we're basically in an underserved market, and we're fortunate in that the type of business that we have, we're able to focus on areas where there is demand. And even though the trade show markets were down, the markets in general were down, we were able to find pockets of growth and companies that were continuing to do well, especially in the healthcare market sectors.
Okay, so let's go to the flip side of that. And actually, before we go to that, one of the things that I always talk about in any business setting is that, and you touched on it right out of the gates, cash flow. You've always got to make sure that you're managing your cash, managing your expenses, knowing where that money's going, knowing what the return on the value of, if you're going to make an investment, what is the ROI? I mean, I know try and use the consultant, blockbuster terms here, but I just know that the times that I've had a chance to chat with you, you're a smart business guy. So so that's going to lead me to my next question. Let's talk a little bit about, if you could go back and change one thing, what's the biggest mistake that you think you've made in business, and what would you want to change or do differently?
My biggest mistakes tend to be around people. And I think this is probably a common, lament for many managers is, how do you guarantee that you've got the right people on your team, and how do you guarantee that they've got the stick-to-itiveness and the commitment to really support your vision for making your business grow and continuing your success, and that's been a work in process for many years.
I can, having run organizations and run businesses and had people reporting, people are they're our favorite part of it. They can be your biggest asset. They can also be a source of stress and concern too.
Absolutely.
So you're in a really fun business from the standpoint of you get to do the fun graphics and the displays, and you get to see how people are marketing themselves and how they're branding themselves. But I also know that crazy things happen, especially with the stress of getting ready for a trade show. What's one of the craziest or funniest things that you've seen happen in your business or in your industry?
Yeah, it is a crazy business, and there's a lot of crazy people in the business, and you get a spectrum of people that are so well prepared that it's kind of scary. I mean, they anticipate every issue coming up, and they're just awesome people to work with. Then you get the other end of the spectrum, the definitely the fly by the seat of your pant types, and I guess probably one of the most memorable shows that we were involved with involved a client that thought they had placed an order to have the booth, which we were storing here for them, shipped to a show, and they arrived at the show and there was no exhibit. So yeah, there were some scary moments, tense moments there, and figuring out all the logistics. And this was not a small display; this was an island-sized display.
Oh wow!
Yeah, a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of finger pointing and that type of thing. But at the end of the day, the show does go on, and it went off without a hitch, and no one ever was the wiser for it.
And everybody involved got a really good story out of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, cool. Well, Loy, like I said, I've had the opportunity to get to know you a little bit, outside of this kind of stuff. If you're interested in talking with Loy, we'll have his contact information here on the site. And if you do go in, tell him that you saw his interview on BIZWest Michigan. Loy, was there anything that you wanted to cover real quick before we wrap up?
No, this is a great venue. I'm excited to see this whole operation take off, and I only wish you the greatest success, Rob. I think this is going to be tremendous.
Great. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up, guys. Again, it's Loy Cantu from Skyline Exhibits West Michigan, and if you're interested in checking him out on the web, you can go to skylinewm.com. He's got some great information and some great reports available on there. And we look forward to seeing you on the next interview. Loy, thanks a lot, and we'll talk with you soon.
Thanks, Rob. Take care.
Take care.